God is the one who gave existence to this world, but nothing has any quality of him in this world. He is not of the nature of this world at all. He is the creator of this world, originator of this world. So Quran goes on, if we have time, because we have to give break to Maghrib prayer, just remind me, inshallah, when they start praying. So this is a very famous verse in the Quran. And almost all people who read the Quran or study the Quran, they say, you have to know this verse. Now, explaining here, Allahu la ilaha, isn't that this one? Yeah. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. I can see it there, reflection. It is light outside. I used to see from there. You know, you look at it, I look at that. But we have to pray 10 minutes, you know. But the 10 minutes is the Qamatan, eh? Inshallah. This is just time now for prayer, Adhan. Okay, but we can do the Adhan in 10 minutes and Qamah immediate afterwards, if you don't mind. And then we will keep the time, inshallah. So 10 minutes remind me. So Allahu la ilaha illa huwa, now describing Allah. Again, la ilaha illa hu. Again, the description of the Allah is how? Allahu la ilaha illa hu. First establish this. El-Hayy. Yeah, I'm speaking mostly with Arabic terms, so sorry. God is the one, let me read from there together. Other than whom there is no deity. That's our stand. That's what our stand. If someone says, do you believe in God? If you are convinced, you say, yes, I do. Okay, tell me about God. What are you going to say? Tell me about God. Can you say, you know, when I visited him last time, he was doing this and that? No, it is impossible. Tell me about God. Quran is the guide, and it's a beautiful guide. It says, yes, other than whom there is no deity. How can you say that other than whom there is no deity? How can you explain this? You have to look at the creation, the world, and say, nothing has the power to be assigned in the place of God. That's how you can explain. There's no other way. We have to be comfortable here. So if someone says, please talk me or tell me something about God, you will start saying that, look at the stars, look at the trees, look at the mountains, look at the animals and the babies, etc. But I asked you about God. You keep talking about the world. That seems to be contradictory. And the people say, you know, if someone asks about God, why do you keep talking about the animals and plants and the stars and planets and, you know, whole cosmic scheme altogether? The cosmic scheme altogether. Why are you talking about this? That is how Quran presents God. Allahu la ilaha illa hu. Yeah. Do you notice that? It's beautiful. You make sure that God is really leading us or teaching us how we should establish our belief in Him. Yeah. So next time if someone says, or yourself, I keep saying that I believe in God, I worship God. So what do I really mean? It means your genes are not your creator, but you are here. It looks like not the proper way of understanding because it is not the conventional way of understanding. So talk about God means talk about the flowers, the spring is approaching, beautiful spring. It's this spring now, huh? Officially, it's spring, but it's called spring. So, okay. So, the Quran says, here, other than whom, there is no deity. The alive. No. How can I know that he is alive? He established the principle there. There is nothing in this world who can be understood or taken as God. It means he is the one who is alive. Nothing else. Now, are we dead? Yes, you are not dead, but you are given life. The source of life is him, the one who gave existence to what? Who will complete? Who gave existence to everything else. Yeah? So your life must be understood within the context of the whole universe. That's why the challenge of the Quran is there. You cannot find the source of the existence of life within this world, but you are experiencing life here. What are you going to do with this now? Mm-hmm. There is no owner in the universe of this property, particularly in this sense, life. There is something here. I cannot attribute it to anybody in this world. That's how you establish your belief in God. He is alive. It means he is high. He is the source of life. And can you imagine? If he is the source of life, he must have life. That's obvious. But wow, what kind? None of my business. He is the source of my life. He is the source of your life. So he is the creator of life. So he must, you say he is alive. Why? He is the source of life. But can you imagine his life? Impossible. Are we expected to imagine it and try to comprehend his life, how he is alive? No imagination can have any place in belief. Belief, by its own definition, rejects imagination. That's why last week we emphasized on the importance of the phrase, blind faith is an oxymoron. Cannot be. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm very comfortable about it. Do you feel the same thing? It's time now. Inshallah, we'll carry on. Again, next week, inshallah, God willing, we will start the discussion at 7 o'clock. We will have a break for Maghrib prayer. Carry on, inshallah. Now, El-Hayy is God. So, we will stop here and carry on. Right? Okay. Assalamu alaikum. I found this concept of a blind faith, or sometimes they don't use the word blind next to it, just say, I've got faith. It means really, I don't reason about it, I don't try to understand it. This blind faith psychology is very important, extremely important. The reason is very important. The consequence of accepting this blind faith is equally important, very important. If somebody tries to comprehend the incomprehensible one, tries to imagine the unimaginable one, because of the nature of the creator cannot be of the nature of the creation itself, contradictory. So what they do, since they cannot imagine, since they cannot really try to comprehend, so we have to believe in him without having no evidence, without having no reason, because I cannot comprehend him. That makes the justification behind the concept of blind faith. When you start the blind faith in not being understand or comprehend the nature of God, and then the consequence carries on. It doesn't stop there. Do you believe angels? Yeah, why? You've got to have faith. Do you believe in Trinity? Yeah, why? You don't understand. You've got to have faith. Now it goes on and on. Do you believe in divine determining? Yes, but you don't understand it. You've got to have faith. It never ends. This psychology attributing to blind faith or just, I believe. You know why? Because I believe. It is what my stand is. I believe. That goes on. And at the end, what happens? The whole matters relate to religion turns into myth, mythology. Nothing can be understood, nothing can be proven, nothing can be comprehensible. Any matter related to religion, so religion is nothing but a myth. Now, collection of mythology. You don't know. You cannot be sure of. But Quran doesn't say, fa'alam. Definitely know this. It means make sure that. أنه لا إله إلا الله. Now it is a call to know it. But of course, not the nature of God, but to know that you must be sure of your belief in God. That's why the Quran teaches you or guides us how to establish this security in my faith. La ilaha illa Allah illahu. Whatever, depending on the different context. So that is very important to defend ourselves or to save ourselves from, as you were asking about saving God. So save ourselves from falling into blind faith, understanding of matters related to belief. We must have evidences, concrete, solid, grounded evidence. We must have. So the Quran, you can carry on now. God, let me read from there together with you. Other than whom there is no deity. Save means, you mean that? There is no God, save him. Yeah? That's what we are trying to understand. If we understand this today, everything is fine. Alhamdulillah, it's worth it to live to that, you know. So 24 hours worth it. So you have to define or understand the creator, the owner, the originator, the source of existence of this world only in terms of there is no peer of it or there is nothing in this world who has this quality to create. But the creation is out there. We studied the alive. It means life is out there, and you cannot attribute the existence of life to anything in this world. Quran says you have to attribute the existence of life to the one who owns this universe, to who originates this universe, who created this universe. So life is from him, so he is the source of life. You cannot otherwise explain the existence of life. Stop, go to the question or comment, whatever.
The question regarding it saying, other than whom there is no deity, but I mean, is there a reference in the Quran where it defines what deity means? Does it mean creator, sustainer, originator? But
So here, la ilaha illa huwa. Huwa, at the beginning you were here. We said, if someone is not searching the source of origin of existence of this world, forget about reading Quran, anything. You have nothing. You are not searching. You are not questioning. If you are not questioning, to me, I am sorry, it's a big claim. You are not using your human qualities. It means you have to be in search of the source of existence of anything you experience in this world. You and I, human beings. Human beings means this. The human being means this. Asks, searches, wonders. If you don't wonder, if you don't use your human qualities which urge you to investigate the source of anything here, what on earth you are saying? I am a human being. I don't know, you are not you. If it is me, it's I am just claiming that eating, going to sleep, waking up, going to work, coming back, yeah, that's the, how do you say it? Shift in my life. Work and office and home and kitchen and bathroom. Yeah, not the toilet. It sounds not nice. But this is what your life is. In between the kitchen and the toilet. If you don't search, if you don't question, to me, worse than animal. So when you question, you have one question. What is going on? Who is it? Or what is it? That doesn't matter. You don't have to say who or she, or he or she. What is it what is happening here? If you wonder, Quran says, come, I'll give you guidance. La ilaha illahu. So look at the universe, right? We cannot define God. You cannot define absolute. You cannot define the source of this universe with any term or concept related to this world. That's what you have to go out of the world. This is a created thing. You are looking for the creator of the thing. If you find one thing who is creating something within the universe, there is no need to listen to the Quran. No, leave it. It doesn't make sense. Because I found it. La ilaha is not valid. I've got ilah. It means the creator, the originator, giving existence to something. Find it? Existence to something. Find it? That is what the answer to your question. What is the source of existence of all this? Here it is. Finished. We found it. Here it is.
So, I got this straight. Deity refers to the question we're asking. So, for example, if we're saying, who is my sustainer? Deity means sustainer. So, if I
who
ask,
sustains my existence? We will come there. The eternal. What was that? Al-Qayyum, al-Eternal. Oh, no. Qayyum is the sustaining. But, you know, for any reason, they eternal. Qayyum is not eternal. I mean, by definition, the Creator's qualities must be eternal. They're for everywhere, for everything, for every quality. But the sustainer, I thought the translation was sustainer. I copy-pasted it. You know, you understood that I didn't translate it. I would never say that. Whatever, but you refer, I was going to refer your, who is the sustainer, it was here, but it was in the translation, but qayyum, you know, qaim, yeah, sustain something, yeah. Qawwam is the one who really maintains something in Arabic, you know, yeah.
I mean, But you said, when I said sustainer, you said this source of existence of sustenance or something like that.
No.
So,
Who is sustaining? What is sustaining the existence of this universe?
so but then you go back to existence. So does that mean that deity in this case means source of existence? Or, so when I say, for example, who is my creator? So deity, in that case, does that mean deity is creator, or does it existence of creation? Or
So can you make a distinction? Can you separate it from the creator, the sustainer, the life giver, as it is described here? No, whoever creates is the sustainer. Whoever is the sustainer is the life giver, because the existence of my life is given existence, created, and sustained by the same source. And this source cannot be found in this universe. So obvious. So if someone, they say, we will try to find within the creation the creator. By definition is contradictory. Let them try, or let them keep themselves busy. But you can think about it. Can you attribute a piece of this machine as the source of existence of another piece of the same machine? It's logically contradictory. We are human beings. We say, who made this machine? Yeah? So Quran says, do you want to know who made this machine? The one who is not of the nature of this machine itself. That's what it means. فَعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Or, we studied last week, هُوَ اللَّهُ الَّذِي لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُ. Do you follow it? So the definition about the maker of the machine, this one, is made with the elements of the machine itself that you are observing, not something that you cannot comprehend. But you can, of course, we studied last week, you can understand from the qualities of the machine you are studying, the qualities of the things here we are observing and experiencing, the source of these qualities must be the one who created it, must belong to him. All these qualities are coming from him. He is giving these qualities to these things. That's why we describe God as El-Hay, the alive, the sustainer, El-Qayyum, the sustainer. Yeah, it's eternal, all right, but not an appropriate in the context. It's the best translation. The one who sustains. Who is the sustainer? The one who created. Because I can see that the existence is being sustained. We made many references to the order of the universe. The order is being sustained, although continues to change, but the order is being sustained. Different orders, but all orders. Right? Does it make sense? Yeah. So deity cannot be described with its own nature, because we know that eternal, absolute, cannot be described with its own nature. Why? Because we cannot go out of the nature of this universe, which is not eternal, not absolute, not the creator of itself. So that's why if you try to describe God in its own nature, then you end up saying, you will have to end up saying, I know that something is going on strange in this world. There must be something behind it. I don't know him. I have a blind faith in him. And then when you start your understanding, basing it on blind faith, the rest of all concepts related to religion becomes blind faith. So that's how the religion is turned into mythology. It's a very simple mistake made just at the beginning. Very simple. When you catch it there, then the rest, you can interpret everything. You can understand everything in terms of witnessing of the world you are living. If someone says, or if you find a prospectus, for example, next to the computer or the laptop, a machine, saying that the engineer was a man, a person, and he has this kind of knowledge. What you do? You don't go to Japan or China or I don't know wherever it is, somewhere in California, whatever they call it, Valley. What's Silicon Valley? Sorry, Silicon Valley, Valley, to look for the man and see whether he has eyes or mind. What do you do? What do you do? If they say, this man knows mathematics at the highest level, algorithm, whatever, you start studying the machine itself. If there is any sign of knowledge of mathematics there, you don't go to California, right? That's why when the handbook or manufacturer's manual of the universe says, I am high, you don't go into the stars on galaxies and behind the galaxies to see whether the maker of this universe is alive or not. What do? You investigate the things here under your hand, in front of your eyes, experience that they have life. And investigate where the life is coming from. It's very simple. If you find a source of life in this world, all right, you found the engineer in the machine, why bother? Yeah, to say that there is an engineer of this machine must have knowledge of mathematics. This conclusion must have. Are you sure? Yes. How? I studied the machine. That's why the Quran says the universe is the sign to its maker. We haven't created the universe, the world, for nothing. We have created it to be a sign to its creator, for the human beings to reflect on it, to study it. So that's why the Quran says you cannot find any contradiction in my presentation. But the contradiction is in our understanding. We have the information about religion that comes mostly from fairy tales. You hear, you have to believe in this and that, and he said, that's what my grandmother told me. Then the Quran doesn't make sense to you. You say, I cannot deny it, but I cannot confirm it, so I will pray 5 times a day or go to church or prayer. And I said, I've got faith in Trinity, I've got faith in 6 pillars of Islam, the same. The same, there is no difference between Christian culture and Muslim culture. If you follow this conventional way, the same. So you say, but I've got faith in it, I believe in it. No. Right, so far? Let's go further. Let's study together. And neither slumber nor sleep overtakes him. How do I know? Has anybody gone to see and be with God and said, no, I've never seen him sleeping? It's ridiculous, isn't it? How do I know? Look at his action. Is there any sign of slumber or sleeping? It's very simple. Because what was our decision? First premise, La ilaha illahu. It means here you have to see the signs. Here you have to see the signs. It's very simple, but very radical, if you like, revolutionary. You have to see here that there is no sign of slumbering and sleeping in the work he is presenting to us. So simple. But thank God, the teaching, the Quran teaches and guides us. Just not to confuse while you are reading the Quran with your previous understanding that you have inherited from cultural religion. Yeah. That's why I say, if you don't put your Sunday school information about religion outside of this door, you cannot understand this lecture, this class. Doesn't go together, they contradict. Inshallah. So, unto him belongs whatsoever is in the heavens and whatsoever is in the earth. Does it make sense? It means very simple. You cannot find anything in the universe that seems to be owning something in this world. No. That's why you have to say, whatever I see in the machine, but of course it's a metaphor to the universe, but the universe is not a machine, we know that. Machine is static, but the universe is dynamic. But just for the sake of making an analogy, so if you find anything in this machine, yeah, all these qualities of the machine belongs to the, or coming from the engineer of the machine. You cannot say that, oh, this part is, or this part belongs to other part. It is the owner of it. It means it is the source of it. You cannot say it. It's simple, isn't it? It becomes simple if you establish your methodology correctly and realistically, according to your real human being in this world. So can you imagine God is offering you something that you cannot really comprehend and saying that you cannot comprehend me, and if you don't believe in me, which is incomprehensible, I will punish you eternally. I said, you are crazy. You are not God, you are crazy. Do you understand that? It's contradictory. You make yourself incomprehensible and you make me understand your reality. It is impossible. It's a contradictory. So we have to understand this message is pointing to the universe and my relationship with what I can observe, I can experience. That's what I have to say. If the text says, whatsoever is in the heavens and whatsoever is in the earth belongs to him, I have to go back to the universe or whatever in the heavens, whatever in the earth, and find another source that I can attribute to. Within the universe, if I cannot, I will say, this is from the source of the existence of this world. That's the methodology. So, this is interesting. Who is he that, not necessarily he, it could be it, yeah? من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. You know that in Arabic it can be it, huh? Yeah. So who is it or who is he, she that intercede with him save but his leave? No. we see, this is the, I want to have a separate discussion on this intercession, which is called in Arabic shafa'a. But very roughly now, in a short way of putting it, let's make sure that if there is a relationship between two pieces of this machine, and, you know, for example, without electricity, the laptop doesn't work. And the battery also gets electricity, all right? Without power, laptop doesn't work. So it seems to be that function of the laptop is related to power, to the power. So as if power is interceding, as if, yep. That, you know, if you want to have your laptop work, power says, come to me, yeah, and I will give you, I will make your laptop work. Seems to be. So if you see that kind of relationship, not because you can attribute the functioning of the laptop to the power, electricity power, because electricity power cannot be the source of existence of anything in the laptop. But it seems to be you don't go, please God, make my laptop work. What you do, you plug in the power and get electricity. There, you see that intercession? The verse says, it is functioning there because I made it in this way. Not the electricity is the decision maker. I am doing that. Yeah, I tied it there. So I made it that your laptop will work with electricity. So here, for example, when you are hungry, you don't say, please God, feed me. What do? You go to the kitchen and eat. So the food is interceding now in satisfying your need. But God says, be careful. It is not, the food itself is feeding you, satisfying your need, but I made it in this way. So I gave the authority, if you like, not the authority, it's not the right word. You know, we have to study it in a deeper sense. As if the food, I put you in touch with the food. So you go to the food to intercede. Yeah, to intercede. Don't think that intercession is only, or intercession belongs to our prophet only. It's a ridiculous reduction. Intercession is taking place everywhere in the world, in this existence. Everything tied to, connected to. So you go in, if you like, what is the word? Oh, without this, say, if you know, without this, I cannot satisfy. Without eating, you cannot satisfy your need for food, nourishment. So you think that, oh, my life, my satisfaction depends on food that I eat, right? But the Quran says, no. This is an intercessor functioning with my permission. So you cannot say that the food is feeding me. Yeah? My creator and the creator of the food is feeding me, but my relationship is as if I am asking the intercession of food to feed me, between me and my God. But you have to say that the food is not functioning on its own authority.
Why?
Because it cannot. You know, if you say, no, food is really satisfying my body, and the source of all qualities of my body is coming from the food, and food is doing it, then it's not the intercessor. It is the source of existence. It means the creator, Gide. So you know that it cannot really be the source of your satisfaction. It cannot be the source of your existence. But what is going on there? God gave them to function as an intercessors. Do you understand that? So this concept of intercession here, yeah, must be somehow new to you. Everything is not new for you? No. Good. How about that? Your intercession is thought of generally in the culture that the prophets and in the hereafter, every prophet will call his own ummah, the nation, said, please God, save them from the punishment. And the God said, okay, if you ask me, you're a good guy, you serve me, so I will accept you. All right. Now, pass all your, whoever you like, you can take with you. It doesn't work in this way. So we have to understand it in the real sense that we are experiencing in this world. Okay.
Okay. So if we were to say, so what we're saying is that the food is not the source of our sustenance, but rather it's a thing that is made to be seen as like a cause or a cause of.
So you,
right?
When you want to,
but how can I reach that?
God, sorry?
How can I reach that conclusion?
Yeah.
How can I be for sure that the food does not provide the required sustenance for my body, but rather it is?
Yeah. Study the food. Can the food itself first exist by itself? Can have any decision? Can it have any decision? Study. Or does it have any knowledge of your body so that it will come and get into your cells and work there, reconstruct them, repair them? Does it have any quality? But at the same time, without food, you cannot really satisfy yourself. So what's going on? God says, I put you in this position. So while you are eating the food, you should be aware that I have employed it there to function in this way. They have no power, no choice, nothing of themselves. That's how you should understand intercession. That's the verse says, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يَشْفَعُ عِنْدَهُ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِهِ. Who is that who claims that he is interceding between you and God on their own selves? No, إِلَّا بِإِذْنِهِ. That's how I constructed the order of the universe as it is. So if you find a way of explaining it in another way, most welcome. We would like to hear you for any explanation. But what they say, since I cannot satisfy myself without food, so my life, the source of life, is the food. That's a 3 years old child's mentality. Yeah, only 3 years old, not more. 5 years old child reason better. But why those people who have big titles in front of their names and claim the same thing, they block their mind, saying that nothing exists but the universe itself, and I have to explain everything within the conditions of the universe without referring to any other source of existence. What is the source of this very fundamental mistake? They take the existence of everything for granted. They don't question the existence of anything. That's why if I take the existence of this laptop here, what I do, I try to find out how it works and use it. But I know a question, who made it? So look, when I say who made it, I don't have an image of something in my mind as an engineer. No. That's what we are learning in the Quran. Who made it? I will ask the laptop itself. Is there anything here that makes that another thing? And the Quran says you cannot find. And human beings practically cannot find. what they find, what already existed, yeah, refers the things which exist to things which already exist. Do you understand the logical discrepancy in this on a secular science? So we have to make sure that is the heart of belief, without which our belief would have no meaning, no base. So that is then very short, straight, if it is possible, as much as possible. Now to the subject of intercession, right? So we may study this hadith narrations which say, "I will save," which say every prophet will save their own ummah followers in the hereafter when the day of judgment is established, etc. All this scenario, what do they represent? Yeah, do they have any reality, or what do they mean? Needs study. Inshallah, the time will come and we'll do that. If I forget, remind me, inshallah. It's because I know that if we don't solve this kind of problems, if we don't really solve the problem of intercession, we keep claiming that Muhammad will save me and don't know what it means. Yeah, as long as I am the follower of Muhammad, he will save me. Yeah, that's all right. So practically, we shouldn't fall into any imaginary field in order to explain our pillars of faith. Nothing should be imaginary. Must be here, provable by me and understandable. So, who is that intercede? He knows that which is in front of them and that which is behind them. It means everything, inside, outside, everything he knows. How do I know? Yeah. The other verse, this beautiful verse. Ela ya'lamu man khalaq. So does not the one who creates know? It means whatever it is, all in details, in the front, in the behind, outward, inward, whatever it is, everything is within his knowledge. He knows. Why? How do I know? Look at anything in the world. If you find something exists in the world which doesn't need knowledge for its existence, then deny this verse. Without knowing. Anything, any particle in the world which takes place within the order but accidentally there, not as a result of conscious knowledge and deliberate decision. You have to be here. It has to act in this way. Everything is perfectly located, knowingly located, not unconsciously or, how do you say, unknowingly. Is it the right word? Yeah, not unknowingly. Look at it, study, whatever you study, physics, biology, anything. Everything is perfectly, knowingly established.
How can you know that this is it's a conscious and it's a deliberate act, not act of randomness and just
look at the machine here.
Dumb.
Well, when I touch it, it recovers, inshallah. So look at the machine here. Do you think any part of this machine has been here not as a result of real knowledge? It means knowingly put there. Do you find any? Knowingly put there. You have to be here. the quality of the material they use, it must be this way or not that, but hard, soft, whatever, metal or not metal, you know, how do you say, conduit or inconduit, you know, passes the electricity, conductive, how do you say the word? Conducive or lets the electricity pass, or no one knows the electricity thing, electrical engineer, nobody? Or whatever. If I don't know, it is normal that for me not to know. But it is called, what does conducive mean? What does conducive?
Might be conducive.
Yeah, maybe, huh?
I think it
Okay,
might be.
I got to confirm it. So, knowingly, then accidentally, nothing is accidentally. That's why the Quran also says there is nothing in the world which takes place accidentally, under knowledge, knowingly, deliberately. Yeah. So, let's go a bit. While they encompass nothing of his knowledge, say what he will. It means they don't have any knowledge of their own, but the creator, the maker, knowingly giving them existence and putting them in their place where they are. His throne, this is also interesting word, his throne includes the heavens and the earth. Yeah, it means nothing, again, in the world you and I can find which does not subject to his authority, ownership, his, I cannot pronounce the word, but I'll try and you will correct me, appropriatorship, what, the ownership, say it, proprietor. No. Something, the owner of something, how do you call it?
Proprietor.
Sorry?
Proprietor.
Proprietor.
Proprietor. Mm-hmm.
Whatever the word is, you know, you find out that. So, nothing can say that this belongs to me. Not to the owner of the whole heavens and earth, but to me. Nothing can say in this world that the universe may belong to somebody else, but this belongs to me. Can you find any source? Says this belongs to me. Not necessarily human beings, no any other matter. Of course, I always say this, but you shouldn't feel fed up with it. Nothing can claim its own quality. The quality belongs to me. Simple example, conventional, simple example. I can see I am the source of existence of my power of sight. What do you say? This man is getting really old. We have to take him to the nursing home, whatever. It's getting mad. Yeah? It belongs to my creator, who is the creator of the whole universe. وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Everything, his authority, his ownership encompasses everything. There is nothing else that claims the ownership of anything else. But of course, if you are all at this university graduates or students, you all know that in the universe, there is nothing that can be accepted as the source of its own quality. That's the very, very fine point. You study molecules, you study I don't know, any physical property, anything exists. Whatever the quality they have, that human beings have physical qualities, okay, the flesh and nerve system, blood system, whatever. but also sensual, is it right? Sensual qualities, senses, emotions. No one can say that I created this sense in me. Or the potatoes I ate yesterday was the reason for my the creation, existence of this sense. No one can say that. This verse is so encompassing everything. Whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth, yeah, is under my throne. Do you understand the throne now? It doesn't mean that the throne is on the, I don't know, Milky System by there. It's ridiculous. Eh? So, and he is never weary of preserving them. Do you see any tiresome anything? That the universe, the order is working? Do you see some part is, lacking behind or lagging behind? No. That is what we understood. I mean, you can say he is the sublime, he is the tremendous. All the verses of the Quran describing God, we have to refer it to the act of God. Here. See here, and of course, these qualities are given to them by their Creator, right? قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. How do you understand now? Say he is the one God. We don't use the expression one God a lot at all. Some, maybe not at all. We always say eternal, absolute. So ahad means one. But when it is referred to the Creator, you cannot count him 1, 2, 3. So you cannot really see and think about him in terms of number. You have to say the only one. It means no peer, nothing. It means absolute. That's what I understand. Ahad means absolute, eternal, absolute. Yep. So it is an absolute being. Allahu Samad. God is He on whom all depend. Yeah, it's like, you keep hearing the Samad is everything needs Him, and nothing. He needs nothing. Yeah, it's a very common interpretation of Samad. That's correct. Look at the universe. The time is getting late, but inshallah we will finish. But we will come to the main subject today, inshallah. But it will be easy to understand. You understand Samad? Semantic side of it is not very important. You can look up in the dictionary and what it means, you find out. But how we should understand this as Samad or Ahad, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ, or قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ as-Samad. How are we Allahu Samad? I confused the verse. So we have to look at the universe and see that everything is in need of the Creator of the universe. Nothing is in need of something else in the universe. Right? That's Samad. That's why everything in need of Him. Right? Clear? Shall we go faster? Because people getting late and people are feeling tired. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. That is the problem. It's not the problem itself for us. For us. We think that God has not given birth to anything. And so the Christians say that Jesus is the Son of God. Ridiculous. Quran rejects it. It is ridiculous to understand this word in this sense. Why do you laugh, man? So lam yalid wa lam yulad, He begets not. It means He doesn't transfer His quality to anything else. Yeah? He doesn't bequeath?
Bequeath.
Say it again.
Bequeath.
He doesn't bequeath any of his quality to anything. لم يلد. Give birth to. Right? Why? If absolute, if eternity gives a little bit eternity to anything, that thing will be eternal as well. That thing must be absolute, because we cannot have a piece of absolute. It's not a number out of, for example, you can abstract 1 or 2 from 10, remains 8. Now, it is valid for numbers. It is valid for the number of the things in this world. But the source of existence is absolute. In mathematics, we say very simple, infinite minus, let's say, 5 equals to infinite. So do you see any infinite in the creation? If you see it, لم يلد is in the garbage. This verse is in the garbage. Right? This verse is in the garbage. But philosophically, even more important among the minds of the philosophers, ولم يولد, it has not inherited any quality from anything else. But they say, we give birth to believe in God. God is our own imagination. So by definition, we cannot see that the creator of the universe was given something. Practically, mathematics, go back. Absolute plus 100 equals to? Say? Infinite, absolute, again absolute, again absolute. You cannot anything to it. It means he is so ahad, he is so samad, that you cannot take anything out of it, you cannot add anything to it, because it's absolute. It means you cannot think of him in terms of this word. Yeah, that's why La ilaha describes God. Do you get it? So you can easily describe God when you say nothing is absolute in this world. It means you believed in God. But without realizing that nothing in this world is absolute, not concentrating on this word, if you claim that I believe in God, it is baseless. It's nothing. Do you understand the essential part of it? So don't go into God's son or daughter or this ridiculous simple arguments. Very simple, and I don't think it means anything to do with that. But, of course, some people, when they make the analogy saying that somebody or something is son of God, it means they have inherited the qualities of God, or God has incarnated into this man. So this comes from the false conception of God. Wrong conception of God. Do you understand? So if you have a wrong conception of God, then you can make it incarnated himself into another thing, because your definition has no reality, no ground. Because if you start from the universe, you cannot say that a part of universe has inherited the quality of absolute. You cannot say that. It is impossible. So there is no way to say that's son of God. It doesn't make sense. Nothing can be. Lam yalid wa lam yulad is beautiful. No cause as we see it in this world, is the source of existence of any effect. Yeah, that's very simple. Because we describe the order of this universe in terms of cause and effect, relationship. Yeah? No cause can give birth to another effect. Right? It is because it cannot be the source of anything else. So no mother, practically speaking, because this word walad, or lem yelit welem yulat, walada, no mother can be source of existence of the child she gives birth to. Right? It's impossible. Why? They are created together. That's so simple. Right? Mother and the child is created. They are both created together, given existence together. As I am giving existence together with my hands. I am giving existence together with my speech, thought. Yeah? I am giving existence to anything happening in my body by my creator. And the mother is given existence in her body together with the baby within her body. Mother is not making, creating anything. So don't use this expression. You know, somebody decided to make a child. They can't. Right? Shall we? And the conclusive verse is this. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. That's the conclusion. It's beautiful, very decisive, very conclusive. You know, and there's nothing could be compared with him. Where? In the universe. Yeah? It came back to the universe again. Yeah. So you cannot liken anything to absolute in this world. Why? Because they can't. You cannot be like. They cannot be likened. That's so simple. It means nothing in this world has any quality of eternity, any quality of absoluteness. Try to find. If someone says this is the cause of this one, you have got to say, does it have an absolute qualities? Look at it. If something does not have absolute qualities, cannot be the source of, origin of, or reason of, cause of, existence of anything which did not exist. It means in the world, nothing can bring into existence into another thing. That is the explanation of وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. And it says, yeah, I mean, you can say, the one as the reader of this text, say, yes, nothing can be compared or can be kufu, appear to it, to the Creator. Yeah? Nothing can be appear. But small, big, doesn't matter. Because we cannot think of or speak of absolute in terms of smallness or bigness or size or whatever. Doesn't work. So you cannot describe in mathematics infinite with any number. Anything can be defined with number. How huge the number is cannot be infinite. By definition. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ means this. Does it make sense? We have to be comfortable. We believe in God, not blind faith. I'm sure. I'm sure of the Creator. I'm sure He's absolute. I'm sure nothing has no power whatsoever. They are all given, they are all created by the one who is absolute. Because I cannot attribute the existence of anything to anything which is not absolute. That's my reality here. Because nothing can bring into existence anything, into existence anything. Because nothing is absolute in this world. But the universe exists. Now, this beautiful, if you like, contradiction is there. Nothing can be the source of existence of anything, but if you like, but unfortunately, the universe exists. Where shall I attribute this existing universe to? That is Huwa. That is the one who gave existence. Must be. There must be. That's why we study this necessarily existent one. The phrase wajibul wujud in Arabic. That's why the Muslim thinkers were really, really very eager about this term, wajibul wujud. It means I cannot explain the existence of this world except that attribute to a one which must exist. Must exist. His existence is absolutely necessary. That's God. When you believe in God, you believe in this. Yep. That's your conclusion. That's why in our discussions, we always use this expression. Your belief is your conclusion. Yeah, why? If it is not your conclusion, that's not your belief. It's not your knowledge you learned or you heard. No, your conclusion. Not your father's conclusion. My joke is I don't really blame anybody, but not your grandmother's conclusion. She's a nice lady, ladies are very sympathetic. She said she always tells me that I should believe in God. I don't want to say no to her. She's so kind. That's why I believe in God. It's ridiculous. It's not your conclusion. So cultural, imitative, cultural religion, cultural belief, imitative religion, mythology, or mythological belief, or the religion, is nothing to do with what the Quran teaches. Nothing to do with it. But the people usually act in this way, none of my business. What the Quran teaches has nothing to do with it. It's pure. Yeah? We cannot really turn the teachings of the Quran in mythology. So we have to be realistic. That's why our belief in the hereafter must be realistic based on this. And the Quran always refers matters related to hereafter to the witnessing of this world. Yeah. There are hundreds of verses referring to this world and saying that the hereafter will be like this, resurrection will be like this. Gives the example of the plants coming out and said, وَكَذَلِكَ الْخُرُوجِ. That's how I am going to resurrect you. As I am resurrecting the tree out of its seed. This is the Quranic analogy. It doesn't ask us to believe in mythology. We have to be realistic. It doesn't mean rationality. No. You have to use your reason anyways. When you are making your money, you use your reason. So that's what you are. That's why we are created to reason, to use, not to waste it. So, but some the religion is not only reason, but also heart. Of course, that's what you feel. Yeah, they work together. Inshallah, we will go into details of all this subject, but it is too late. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. بحرمة سورة الفاتحة اللهم صل